Right there, way in the back there. I was watching this video with George Putnam, and George is well, he's dead now, but he was a newscaster at one point, and then he became a radio talk show host. Conservative guy, outspoken. Just he and I became friends, and I really learned a lot from him. And George was not afraid of women at all. He's from the old school, right? If he saw, we would speak at these different engagements together, and women his age would come up to speak, and they would be like really fine. You know what a fine woman is? Don't be scared. A fine woman is one that attractive, in good shape, and all right. And so George would introduce the woman, and he would introduce her to the audience, and then he would say, "Come on down." And then while she's coming down to speak, he was like, "Look at her, she's so fine." I know I'm not so. He's an old man, right? Look at her, she's just. I would love to take her home, but I got a wife. But he didn't have that. He was from the old school, and he would compliment women when they were beautiful and whatever it was. But men today are afraid to do that because it's called sexual harassment. It's unfortunate that they have done that to you, to compliment one another, you know, and be free. But George did not have that fear. But he made this video. I don't know, a lot of you might not remember, but I remember when they first started introducing pornography in magazines and things like that. And they used to sell them on the magazine stands in the liquor stores. And George fought against that. He was one of the men to fight against that. And he talked in this video about how they were trying to stop it because when young men and women look at that stuff, it seduces you. You don't realize it, and it makes wrong way of doing sex thing. It make it the right way is look wrong, and it draws you in. And George was like, the more you do it, the more you want to do it. One thing leads to another. It seduces you. And he said in this video, eventually, you go from one thing to another. He said, eventually, we're going to have homosexuality in the open if you allow this pornography and stuff happening. And then he says they're going to go from that to bestiality and just lead from one thing to another. And he really fought to keep it from being so public like that, being open. And now it's all over everywhere. And so many young men are just stuck into that. It's on your cell phone. And you know, I've been hearing from young guys, you can get it on your cell phone. Isn't that awful? That should not be on a cell phone. How many guys knew you could get it on the cell? Yeah, I told you. You think they're looking at whatever, they're looking at sex on the cell. Did you ladies know that too?
Yes. Yes.
Isn't that amazing? Oh, they are? It's seducing you and you don't realize it. Really. The more you watch it, the more you get into it, the worse you become with it. I would encourage you to get away from that stuff. Because all they're doing is making money off you. It's for the money. It's not because they love you or think, oh, we should be free, right? They're just taking advantage of you. They're seducing you. So be aware of that stuff so that you can overcome it. Yes, sir?
Again, who is this person that you just mentioned that brought this issue up?
I'm sorry?
Who is this person?
George Putnam.
George Putnam? What year was this that he brought it up?
When was it?
I think it was in the 60s.
Yeah, they started fighting against it early in the 60s. Jerry Falwell and all those guys fought against that too when it first started coming out in the public. But you don't hear adults fighting against it anymore.
No.
Yeah. Look, how can they find that? Is that possible?
They can find it. You talked about it back in 2008, and that's on Rebuilding the Man channel on YouTube.
Okay, look at rebuildingtheman.com channel. It's up there. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I see the common thread as that fear causes insecurity, and they're just trying to make us all slaves.
Yes.
And debt slaves is what college creates. And what
Absolutely.
Christopher said about owning his own business means he doesn't owe anybody for his success. And that's true freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. The white people played a trick on the blacks.
Mm-hmm.
The white people send all their kids to college, right? The kids seem so smart and look like they were making buku money. And because the blacks hate the whites, they start, oh, I'm going to send my kids to school. And now the black kids are going to school, and they're coming out the same way, dumb, with no money, in debt, and everything, because you become like what you hate. Yeah. The simple way is always the easy way. The simple way is the easy way. All right, keep it simple. Everything, keep it simple.